Well, this one is another mix-up of things that I've done this week. Some harvesting tips and what's going on in the garden, a little bit of canning. So stick around. Well, I'm in the garage with my garlic that has been drying here on this rack with the fan circulating air, and I am going to get at the very least that top row of soft neck strung up with wire. I'm going to do that using this stainless steel wire at my wire cutters here. I'm going to make a little fob thingy at the end and string them down. Well, there's my little loop-de-loo that I made at the bottom of my wire. And that'll act as a stopper for my garlic. Here's my red talk soft neck garlic all strung up on that wire. That went very, very smoothly. It took me much longer to kind of clean them up than it did to actually string them on the wire. And these are just so small, I'm going to process them for the freezer. But I've got plenty more to do, but I'm just going to tackle it in chunks. So at last, I am done wiring up my garlic for the year. This one is a string of mixed hardneck. That is the Armenian hardneck. This is the Spanish Rojo hard neck, and then this is the soft neck variety called Red Talk. I am very pleased. I have never done it like this before. It was so easy. I saw it on Charles Dowding's channel to do it on wire. So now they'll just hang here a little while until we figure out where to put them in the kitchen. Well, here's my morning harvest today. Top-notch wax beans, some blackberries, there's a few blueberries in there too, some lettuce and arugula mustard greens, some bolero carrots, red Florence onion, some tango celery, a chioggia beet, and a Jimmy Nardello pepper. I'll be back out tonight to do a ton. I will fill up that whole container with cucumbers later. So I normally let my onions all fall over before I harvest them, but I am going to go ahead and get them out of the bed as they fall. Number one, I don't want to have any rotting this year because we've had a lot of unexpected rain with the heat. Let's go for the Walla Wallas first. Those all have nice soft necks. They're well formed. That one's about the size of a baseball. There's another one here. Oh, that one might be even a little bit bigger. The rest of these are still all upright and growing, so I'll leave them. So I've got 4 Walla Wallas to put on the rack to start drying. I'm checking the red rubies, and it doesn't look like any of them are getting soft in the neck yet. Now I'm going to give the Pattersons a check. I know there's a lot of them that have fallen over. This is my onion that I love so much because it stores so well. And I see right away that oh, look at this monster. Woo, woo, woo. That's a beauty. Well, the Elsa Craigs are still standing proud, so we'll let those be. Well, there they are, racked up under the eaves of the house for this warm day. They will be protected and start the curing process. Then I'll move them into the garage, but I'm quite pleased. You know, we all love to get those Whopper ones, but honestly, for cooking, I need a variety of sizes for different things I'm doing, so I actually love it when they're not all big or uniform. Well, now that some of those Patterson onions have come out, I've got a spot, and I am going to get some red swan beans in. There we go. Red swans in, just needs a water. Now here's a good use of some old trellises. I've leaned the two of them together, and Al's going to get them zip tied. We've done this before, and it's a great way to use your trellises. This is going to be cucumber. So let's get these Socrates in the hole. I've amended with some azomite, some multi-purpose granular organic fertilizer, and some chicken poo pellets. Now I've planted two in that little pot, and they're needing separating, and you can do it. So just work it slowly and they'll come apart. Just don't be in a rush. Here are my garlics, and I have been very hesitant about taking them out of their initial clump and transplanting them into their final holes because I've lost leeks in this heat transplanting. But today's my day of opportunity. It rained about ½ inch last night, and it's going to be cloudy all day today and a bit cooler. So here's my window to get this done. I will leave some of the leeks in a clump just in case, but plant the majority out into individual holes. I'm amending the holes with azomite and a multi-purpose organic fertilizer, pretty much what I do for most things in the garden. These are quite easy to tease apart. You just have to be patient. I like to get them down nice and deep to really blanch the end of those leeks for the best flavor. These were developed by Row 7, a leek that had a garlic quality to them. And they bred them out for 10 years and just released the seed for public consumption, and doing a little collab with some other YouTubers, and I'm very excited about this. Well, that's the rest of the Pattersons on the left, all harvested out, and these are a red onion that I bought as starts from the nursery, and I gotta tell you, I'm not impressed. The ones I did from seed are gonna be much better, but they'll eat. So as you can see, these Dr. White cheese are very close. They're starting to get soft. So I am going to take this one and leave that one for a bit longer. We've got the net bags on because even though we have the chicken wire all the way around the garden, the squirrels still can get in, and they love tomatoes. Oh my heavens. it's got some weight. Wow. These are good, strong stems, which I'm glad. That's a nice one too. All right, this is the Castelluto Genovese. That's a nice one too. I think we could have this for lunch. Well, I've got carrots that need to be harvested, and I'm going to show you the best way to do it. You do a push down and pull up. It seems to free them up much better. So again, push down and pull up. Well, that's quite a harvest for the morning. I came out to check on cucumbers to get more to add to yesterday's to do some canning, and I decided that some tomatoes needed picking. Golden Hour, Mini Marzano, Dr. Wyche's Yellow, Castelluto Genovese, and we are going to have that front one for lunch because it does appear ready. We're going to pickle, and I got some really tiny to try a jar of really tinies as well. I'm going to roast some green onions for dinner, and I will pickle some carrots. And I wanted to do peppers too, but you know what? You got to pick your battles, and that's a lot to process today. Well, it took me a few hours, but I got everything processed and pickled these up. And then I went out for a last-minute harvest in the evening. This is the top-notch wax bean. Hey Linda, check out my sunflowers. They are getting happy. No heads yet, but they're getting tall. Thanks so much for joining me once again on this wild ride that we love called gardening. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll be back again next week. Remember, sometimes the only thing we harvest is knowledge, and that's okay. Bye for now. See you on the next one.